Okay, perfect. We are live. So hello, everybody. Hi, designers. Welcome to our day 2 of the Budayaw Virtual Fashion Dialogue. I am here today with esteemed BIM IAGA designers. And I would like to first things first, wish everyone a Happy New Year. May 2022 will fill you with happiness and good health. Good afternoon to dear guests, my esteemed fellow designers, fashion enthusiasts, creative friends, and viewers. My name is Farhana Pura. I have been in love with fashion and culture for the longest time. I am currently leading the Fashion Designers Alliance here in Brunei, and I also am a designer of my own fashion label called Naforer. It is my humble pleasure to be your moderator for this afternoon's event. Welcome to the Budayaw Virtual Fashion Film Showcase and Dialogue Day 2, where we believe that together as one, we'll move forward collectively to form the betterment of the fashion industry, especially during these challenging times. So Budayaw is a grand cultural exchange of the BIM IAGA region, as well as a celebration of its cultural diversity. And today's virtual fashion event will surely demonstrate just that. We recognize the diversity and the unique cultural style that is rich and cannot be ignored or marginalized. This will be our first virtual fashion event, which is completely conducted on a digital platform in line with the social distancing norm due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We have an existing panel of speakers, very, very exciting. The designers from BIM IAGA region here today will share their knowledge and vast experience within their own fashion industry. But first, ladies and gentlemen, let's enjoy and experience an infusion of modernity and cultural fashion that is put together to showcase our esteemed BIM IAGA designers. So, dear moderator, can we please have the fashion film for our viewers today?
Darussalam Indonesia, Malaysia, Filipina. Brunei Darussalam Indonesia, Malaysia, Filipina. Brunei Darussalam Indonesia, Malaysia, Filipina.
Alam bagaikan sejumput surga yang dikirimkan Tuhan ke bumi. Alam adalah anugerah Tuhan yang berpendar di setiap kisi-kisi kehidupan makhluknya. Anugerah Tuhan diantaranya adalah hutan. Di antara hutan di dunia, hutan Kalimantan adalah paru-paru dunia. Di sanalah pada hutan Kalimantan lahir dan tumbuh berbagai satwa liar. Di sanalah pada hutan Kalimantan tumbuh berbagai jenis tumbuhan yang khas. Dan di sanalah pada hutan Kalimantan juga ada sebuah tumbuhan yang bernama doyo. Sebuah tumbuhan yang dapat diolah menjadi serat hingga helai kain dan menjadi sebuah wastra Kalimantan. Dari tanah Kalimantan, berbagai wastra Nusantara kami hadirkan dengan motif-motif membumi yang melahirkan karya yang terkemas dalam sebuah pagelaran Borneo Fashion Creation.
Welcome back. Welcome back, designers.
Very beautiful
Yes.
designs from everyone.
Definitely, that was truly breathtaking. When I watched it, I was truly inspired. The Brunei team was mesmerized with all of your designs. Thank you so much for giving in your video at a very short notice. But I mean, there's something about every single country's culture and their heritage, the nature of all your designs, truly amazing. Well done, designers.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so are we ready for the highlight of this event? First of all, before we start with the dialogue, I'd like to introduce our esteemed designers for today. First up, we have from Brunei, Atika Ismail, from Zoya. Atika Ismail is a self-taught Bruneian designer who started pursuing fashion design in 2009 in the United Kingdom, drawing her design inspiration from well-preserved historical and modern buildings, mega structures, and as well as nature. In 2017, she was recognized as top 33 women under 33 to watch in Brunei for her potential and achievements in fashion and entrepreneurship. She is now focusing to expand Zoya's retail and operational presence within the ASEAN region and as well as abroad. Welcome, Atika. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Farhana. I'm truly humbled to be here, and thank you to the viewers for joining us today. I'm looking forward to this session today to talk more about technology and fashion, and also to gain more insights with how other countries implement technology as well in their day-to-day running of the business and designs. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the very kind introduction as well.
No worries, Atika. I mean, being a fellow designer in Brunei here, I'm always proud to have Atika and the rest of the fashion designers in Brunei on board when it comes to, you know, showcasing our potential in Brunei. Okay, up next, thank you, Atika. We have from Indonesia, Anas Magafur. Anas is the man behind I Am To Be. Is that correct, Anas?
Yes.
A fashion brand he started 9 years ago. He is also the founder of DG Fashion Academia, which is a fashion educational online platform.
Yes.
He is currently an active project officer, as well as one of the founders of Borneo Fashion Bration.
Yes.
I believe it was founded in 2020. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. Right.
Well done, Anas. I'm actually quite happy to have you here. I went through, actually stalked your Instagram. I went through all of your postings, and I thought it was the most one of the most inspiring designs that you have actually portrayed. Would you like to say some words for our viewers, Anas?
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for the occasion. And I'm Anas Magfur from Indonesia. Thank you for the invitation, and I want to introduce myself that I have a label. The name is M2B, and during the pandemic, I have a plan with my partner to create a digital platform in fashion education. The name is Digivation Academia, and then I want to make some pagelaran, and then we make Borneo Fashion Bration. Yes.
That's amazing. I can't wait to be on Borneo Fashion Bration
Yes.
once you actually invite all of us to come over. If we can fly over to Kalimantan, that would be great.
Yeah, and Kalimantan.
Yeah, but kalau virtual is also okay. Yeah.
Yes. On the video last time.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's yes, that was really, really nice. I like how you actually played with nature, how your models also, the cinematography was really, really good.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Anas. Next, we have Doji Batu from Philippines. Doji Batu is currently the president and founding member of Davao Fashion and Design Council, a core group of the Philippine Fashion Coalition in Mindanao. As a fashion designer, he niched his comfort zone in menswear. His sartorial take brought him to Vancouver's Men's Fashion Week in Canada, Stylo Malaysia Fashion Week, Panasonic Manila Fashion Festival, and the Philippine Fashion Week in Manila. He also dabbled in women's wear, making him one of Preview magazine's designers to watch in 2005. His versatility earned him the privilege of representing the country to the international competition of Young Fashion Designers 2004 in Paris. Wow, that's amazing. His leadership in DFDC brought forward the establishment of the Stimulation for Technology Transitioning and Industry-Bound Creative Hubs, or STITCH, a shared service facility for digitalization of fashion hosted by Philippine Women's College of Davao in collaboration with the Department of Trade and Industry. Ched and Testa widely support the facilities, capacity and capability building programs. That is something very, very different, Doji. I'm actually very impressed with the idea of having a digital platform as well, especially for women, I believe. Is that correct, Doji?
Not only for women, but it is our partnership with one of the biggest schools here in Mindanao, which is Philippine Women's College,
right,
in Mindanao. But yes, I'm in the fashion business for 25 years now.
That's
so
amazing.
It's quite a long time. But thank you for that introduction, and I'm glad to be here.
Oh, we're glad to have you, Doji, and we can't wait to hear what you would like to contribute later.
Okay, thank you.
Last but not least, we have Dr. Anna from Sarawak, Malaysia. Her full name is Dr. Sharifa Suzana Wan Shukran of Anna Su. So let me just introduce Dr. Anna. Anna Su Couture has been in business for 12 years and is well known in the local market for her original idea, reinterpreting the world and handmade jewelries, bringing the same intimate insight of jewelry's designs into another category of fashion, Anna Sue has embarked into designing garments. With all the experience and achievements throughout her journey in the fashion industry, it has taught her a lot. And with that, she has bigger goals and dreams to expand her brand internationally. I think most of us designers here, especially coming from Southeast Asia, Dr. Anna, we have visions of going abroad. And I think the idea of taking Southeast Asia designs or maybe Bornean designs to the international waters is something that we are always craving for. Without further ado, maybe I'll get Dr. Anna to say a few words.
Thank you so much, Farhana. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Anna, how Farhana has introduced me. And I feel so honored to be here again for the second time, representing Malaysia. Even though we are all staying so far apart from each other, but because of the technology, we are able to be here discussing about a very important topic, which is very relevant at the moment. And because of technology as well, even though there's a lot of restriction, I was able to organize one virtual fashion, online fashion show last month, whereby I bring about 9 designers, local designers, Sarawakian designers actually, who's staying here and there across the country's borders, and we are able to be together and have one fashion showcase online. So that is one advantage that we have currently by utilizing the technology.
Definitely. I mean, at the end of the day, because we're going through something very, well, currently it's normal. Before this, it's a little bit of a challenge for all of us to even try to work on our projects, remotely. So I believe COVID-19 has actually, there's good and bad, pros and cons. It actually has helped us to innovate, be more creative, not only via our designs, but also the way we operate our business, right?
True.
So last week we actually talked about, we touched on the impact of COVID-19 in the fashion industry. And it is agreed that technology has played such a significant role in operating the business of fashion. Be it conducting meetings online, having forums or dialogues like this virtually. It also comes into designing and producing our collection, and the existence of e-commerce has now become more prominent than ever. So my first question goes to Atika from Brunei, Atika of Zoya. So we have touched upon sustainable fashion in the last session, and technology is allowing the fashion industry to be more sustainable rather than an energy exhausting fashion market. So Atika, could you please just explain what do you think about this statement here?
Yeah, there's no doubt that technology has opened up a lot of avenues for designers, garment manufacturers, textile designers, and other players in the market to be more sustainable in many aspects. Technology has enabled us to be more informed, to have access to best practices and how we can be more efficient in how we produce, how we design, and also how we communicate as well remotely with our business partners and also with our clients as well. With technology, we have softwares and tech packs and apps that have been around in the industry for many years, though, and used by established houses to communicate their designs to manufacturers overseas. But for the past decades, I feel like it has become less costly and more accessible to small designers and small fashion houses to implement and use and be more efficient to push costs down. So with this, like apps like Clo 3D, Marvelous Designer, simpler freehand tools like Procreate, we can use this on our tablets and iPads. So these applications have made our design process faster and more efficient and of course more sustainable. So technology, I feel it has allowed us to design and plan better, and also to have more accuracy and less human errors, of course, and less wastage. Because I remember before all this technology, I started off designing in 2009. Of course, there's already apps and softwares, but I could not afford it. So it was on pen and paper. So there's a lot of wastage and time consuming processes. So now with all these apps, it has made our processes a lot better and more efficient and quicker. And with less wastage, it has less impact and strains to our planet as well. It gives us speed, quicker process, again, like I mentioned, from design to hangers. And our clients are happier as well because you can churn in a lot faster and with less error as well. But then again, of course, this has also encouraged fast fashion as it becomes more efficient and cheaper to produce in masses, and a lot of these garments end up in landfill. So it really depends on our intention as fashion designers. Do we care more about our bottom line or our planet? And how do we strike up a balance between both? But if you are 100% in for our bottom line with no regards of the planet to our bumi, then technology could be detrimental because it's quicker and faster, no regards to our planet and our nature. So it's counter-effective to sustainability. It has so many benefits and also a lot of cons. So it really depends on how we use it. It is a tool for us, but it's up to us on how we make use of it. And fashion industry, we all know, it produces tons of waste per year, especially all the big houses as well. So, and majority of all these materials do not disintegrate between for up to 40 years, 100 years. So it really depends on how we use technology and how it contributes to sustainable fashion in this era. So, and also the past couple of years, the Gen Zs have been advocating for thrifting and upcycling. And for me personally, I feel that technology has helped me to be able to plan better, like using old clothes to make new designs with less wastage and error as well. So that helps a lot. And on the other hand, with COVID-19 working and communicating remotely with our business partners, it has pushed us to adapt to technology and software to better communicate with our friends and also partners and consumers. So it does help a lot. Yeah. And now again, with metaverse and NFTs, there are so many opportunities for designers to tap into this digital world. So it's just like a bubble waiting to burst, really. So it's quite exciting. Yeah. So I do agree that there's a lot of benefits that technology brings to our industry, but it's just a matter of how we use it.
That's correct. Thank you, Atika. Speaking about having Clo 3D, marvelous designer, I actually did my fair share of research on this, and it's amazing how we just started to know about this because everyone is already talking about the metaverse, how virtual fashion is going to help the fashion industry by being more sustainable. Yes, you're right about not overproducing and making sure that there is we're not overproducing and making sure that the fit is just right for our clients and as well as the rest of the customers. Gen Zs themselves, they have their mind of their own. Thrifting is back. I know that once upon a time, maybe about 15, 20 years ago, it was something that was quite big. But then along the lines, because fast fashion came, like Forever 21 and the rest, they prefer something that you can just, buy off the racks and then just put on, and that's it. They don't really value the quality and the design of the outfit, you see. So now that the process is so much more, I think it's the storyline of how we tell how the design is made. That is actually also quite important especially for the millennials and the Gen Zs. So that's quite good. And I'm also really excited about how the metaverse is going to be taking over fashion, especially NFTs. That's something that's really, I don't know, mind-blowing for me. And I don't know how us as designers are going to be adapting to this change in the next, I don't know. They mentioned that's going to be popular the next 10 to 15 years. And that's quite, we have to keep up, right?
Yeah. So some designers, a lot actually from maybe in the Western side, they have started designing for Roblox. It's like a gaming platform, and then for Sims as well. So that's how we can. It's also an avenue for us to sell our designs as well, digital designs.
I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't mean that we need to just focus on digital fashion. We still have our, there are still people who believe in the touch and feel experience. Like for me, I'm going to be very honest with you. I know we're talking about technology today, but I'm very, very traditional. I can tell you that it's really hard for me to change, but change is very, very important. And when it comes to technology, it's something that we have to, welcome in our lives. Okay, I think we can go on and on with this first question, to be honest, but I think we'll move on to Indonesia, Anas. Okay, my question is, what is your take on having to use technology as a tool for your business? If you can provide some examples of tools you have been using to keep your fashion business in operation, maybe like a virtual fitting for your clients. I don't know, is that something that you do?
Of course. Thank you for the question. Of course, I and my label, M2B, really, we have a material from Wastra. Wastra is a traditional material. This Wastra is like a woven, it's like batik. We made the product from the material, traditional material. And during pandemic, of course, we have to maximal to promote our product with, of course, in social media and on other tools as like Zoom or as like TikTok and others.
What?
And
TikTok?
yes,
true.
Okay. And I and my friend during a pandemic, in early pandemic, we have opinion to create a foundation. We built a foundation. The name is Faskria and Digifashion Academia, and we have built a online platform for educational for fashion. We collect some people all over Indonesia to study about fashion, to be a fashion designer.
Wow.
The first time, and early 2020 in pandemic. And after that, after some people study about fashion, and we have opinion to make them get the show. And we have a program, a virtual show. The name is one of them is Borneo Fashion Bration. We make first time Borneo Fashion Bration in with natural. We maximal with our potency as like we have a forest, we have a wastra, we have a batik, and we can promote Indonesia with the event. It's like that.
Can you just tell us? Sorry, Anas. Can you just tell us a little bit more on the fashion Borneo Fashion Bration and your Digi Fashion Academia?
Fashion Academia. Digi Fashion Academia teach many people to be a designer, as like studying about fashion illustration, fashion design, fashion drafting, till a fashion business. So after
So
that,
everything, yeah, everything it's done online, yeah?
online all. On that time, there are for about 500 persons join our program online.
Wow,
Yeah.
well done.
Yes, till now. And after that, we have a program online online event, the Borneo Fashion Celebration, and we collect many designers to join the show as a virtual. And in the year 20 and 22, we have 6 cities to to help what uh, to hold the event. I mean in Kalimantan, in East Kalimantan, in Central Kalimantan, in West Kalimantan, and North Kalimantan. Because in Kalimantan, for a fashion event is not famous as like as not in Jakarta. I think like that. Yeah.
I can imagine
And
that.
we get a collaboration with many designers in Kalimantan by the event. Just like that. That is our first project last year and in the year 20 and 22.
So far, how many designers do you have currently in Kalimantan, Anas?
Last year in 20 and 21, there are 52 designers all over Indonesia.
All over Kalimantan itself, or
no, all over Indonesia.
All over Indonesia. Okay.
Yeah, that they must show the product from Wastra. From a traditional material.
I'll Google that later.
Yeah.
And I'll try to find out how
Wastra 20 and 22 this year we will make for 6 cities in Kalimantan. And really there are a trunk show in many cities, and the last in the end of the year we will make a grand show of Borneo Fashion Celebration. And really we want to invite you all to come to Kalimantan.
Oh, we'd love to.
Miss Anna, Miss Atika, or Mr. Doji,
I'm excited.
we will invite you to join the show in Kalimantan.
Oh yes, please.
one of them in the city will be held in the capital city of Indonesia, the new capital city of Indonesia. We will held in the city in Kalimantan.
Great.
Yeah.
Does that mean that we have to travel there, or are we doing this virtually?
If you cannot come to Indonesia, you may send your product to us, and we show.
You better fly there.
We need to go to Kalimantan.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe in September or October. We will invite.
That's right, Doji.
Very nice.
Invite you all. And our target of designer for about 150 designer all over Indonesia.
Wow.
Okay.
Please, we will invite you to come to Kalimantan.
Yes, please. And I hope we are able to at least just travel to Kalimantan. I mean, if I need to walk there from Brunei to Kalimantan, I'll do it.
Yeah, let's do it together.
Okay. Thank you so much, Anas.
It is maybe it is the first time the fashion event to inviting designer from another country.
Yes, and that will be quite exciting for you. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, we just need to celebrate fashion together, right?
That's true.
Yeah. And I think in terms of our designs, we do have a lot of similarities when it comes to our own fabric. I mean, from Brunei, I believe that one of the things that is quite similar is the weaving process, from from batik down to songket. I saw some of the designs that you also have in the Davao Fashion Design Council, Doji, and it's pretty much similar to what I see some of the Southeast Asian designers have. We do
We have the
have
same
something pretty
weaving patterns, almost the same weaving patterns and techniques from our indigenous people. Yeah.
That's correct. Yes, I have a thing for indigenous designs. It's just amazing, amazing, I have to say. The creativity, the story behind it. Again, I keep on talking about stories. It just really is very inspiring for me. Okay, again, we can go on and on about this, but I'll have the next question for Dr. Anna. Technology represents a great opportunity to further engage with our customers. And also it's actually something that we can reach out to new markets. For example, collaboration with other, not only just designers, but maybe, with other products itself. What you call it, cross-marketing. Do you agree with technology bringing togetherness and then having to engage with your customers and then reaching out through the international markets as something that would be beneficial for your fashion business?
Yes, indeed. I do agree with that. I can see it at these 2 points, one side is the customer and the other side is us as the entrepreneurs or the designer. And the most critical thing is in terms of the consumer purchasing pattern that has changed. It can be an advantage or disadvantage, but we have no choice. And we are actually forced to be, to be at par as others, and also to change the way we sell things. In terms of e-commerce, it is actually not that new. It's just that before the pandemic, we don't have that urgency to change the way we do things. Yeah, but since we go into pandemic, mobile commerce has become something which is a must for us. And in terms of the consumer purchasing pattern that has changed, we also need to cope up with that. And for example, like in terms of payments, everything is done online. Advertising is done online, and I do feel that it's quite convenient because it's also helped us in terms of keeping our records, because since everything is done online, all the transaction is done through bank transfer and all those. We don't have to do it manually anymore because everything is all in the system. So it makes our task even more easier. And another thing is that in terms of virtual reality, it's actually opened up the door for a lot of opportunity. For example, like what we are having now. We are meeting each other virtually, even though we are staying so far apart. And we were just got invited by Anas just now. So we are going to Kalimantan next year or this year. So this is one of the example of how things change because of the technology. And we also expand our this virtual realities experience to our customer, whereby we do online fashion shows, online shelf, and all those. So it is something new but interesting, I believe, if we know how to use the technology. And in fact, we have to try, and we have to change the way we do things. We are no longer able to do things like how we used to do it before. Maybe still can, but then we have to learn new things as well.
I believe there is a question for you, Dr. Anna. Let's just put that in our chat, in our Zoom chat first.
Okay.
The question for Dr. Anna is, how is the fashion scene in Sarawak pre-pandemic? Was there a lot of shows?
Yes, we see, if we compare Sarawak to Kuala Lumpur, Kuala Lumpur is more advanced. But then again, we see the changing in terms of the trend of fashion before the pandemic. There's a lot of activities or events that involve fashion, and it's suddenly stopped during the pandemic, but there are people or the industry players who try to do it online. And also this year, we started to see that a few small fashion events started to, they start to organize just a small one. But I do believe that doing it online currently is more appropriate, because at the same time we can actually expand to much broader viewers. What I did last month, actually, even though we do it virtually, but we managed to get about 7,000 viewers, so which is much better compared to we do a small show locally, but only like 50 to 100 people can attend.
That's quite interesting. There's a question that just pop out in my head right now. I think it goes to all designers today. What do you think of having fashion shows online versus having fashion show in reality?
I prefer the reality, because you can really feel,
an experience,
yeah, the experience. But it's just that because of this limitation, it's a little bit restricted in terms of our movement, in terms of what we can do and what we cannot do. So there's a lot of restriction there. And I think that we better a virtual fashion showcase is another venture that we can opt to for the moment.
Yes, I mean, at the end of the day, coming back to Atika's point just now, we can't just concentrate on just having something that's, just a digital product. If you want to make, again, fashion design is a business, right? We cannot just concentrate on having a product that's digital or an NFT, but we need to have something that is for those who value experience, the touch and feel, they value art, and those who likes something that they cannot touch, that's okay too, right? Yeah. So we have to cater to both digital and also the physical product itself. They have a very new term. Sorry, Daji?
We miss doing live fashion shows, really.
That's true.
That's true. I actually love the chaoticness.
The behind the scene. The backstage.
The adrenaline.
It actually puts you on your toes and be, alert with everything. The chaoticness is really, I don't know, it's something that's that I would love to avoid, but I miss the craziness behind the scenes. So yeah, but I also feel that, like, coming back to Dr. Anna's point, where if you have this online, because not everybody can come and attend to your fashion show, right? And if you have this all online, it's accessible to many viewers, and it doesn't need to be just today. Like, for example, this YouTube live here, if we save it online, it can be viewed many times, and not just limited to today, but it can be accessed tomorrow, the next month, next year, and a certain period. So then again, that actually builds the number of viewers, as well as users interacting with your brand itself.
Yes, but like before, when we do live shows also, we also streamline it, and you know, everybody can watch it, doing like live or in YouTube. It's the same
That's
thing.
correct. That's
It's, you
correct,
know,
Donji.
the feel of the live shows that I really miss.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. With fashion, with actual like fashion week or fashion shows, um, it actually the objective is different as well. It's about letting people touch the fabric and see how it flows as well, which does not necessarily mean that we can see it on screen. So I
That's
still
right.
value having actual fashion show. So those that actually comes to the shows are those that really value this aspects of fashion. So they will come. But for the rest, then it is also good to give accessibility to the other viewers as well. But then still, I would, yeah, I really do miss the fashion show, the models, and it also
Oh,
supports other businesses as well, and it brings everyone together in one spot. The makeup artists, everyone. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
and
I
that's
miss
right.
that.
not only that, when we do group shows, like for example in the Philippines, when we do like Philippine Fashion Week or the Manila Fashion Festival that we do, it's like a conglomeration, and you know, the camaraderie with other fashion designers that you are going to show with, and that's what I really miss also.
Yes, yeah,
So
networking, yeah, buyers.
that's true. So now we're actually just we're going to be hoping so much from Anas now because he's going to be inviting us to Kalimantan, right? Our next Fashion Week experience.
You.
Yes.
So Anas, we're waiting for the invite.
Thank you, and in advance.
We will send the invitation to you all.
Thank you.
I'm excited. Okay, right. We have our next question goes to Doji from the Philippines. So we've actually talked about a lot to do with the metaverse. We've covered how we do virtual fashion, fashion shows, and all that. So the digital transformation that fashion is going through right now, especially during this pandemic, both internal and external factors have been taken into account. So we've actually covered how we're looking at customers, how we're operating our fashion business. Could you describe how do you think technology has impacted fashion as a whole? I don't only mean that coming from our own experiences, but what we're seeing maybe through social media, what we're seeing other international big houses are doing, and maybe from an experience as a Filipino designer, from especially heading the Davao Fashion Design Council.
Of course, technology has impacted us in a lot of ways, and it is like big in other things. For example, like the influence of AI, when we do, you know, when we predict, plan, or promote clothes. It's one of the dreams of a fashion designer who can predict what's going to be in, you know, and we can now
Tell me
do that.
about it.
Yeah, but well, we can now do that with because now we become more psychographic, or like we do the we do things because we have access to the interests and the personality of an individual or a certain group that's our target group. Or sometimes the technology comes with like the AR, augmented reality, or the virtual reality in doing shopping. Some fashion houses now have like you know, like you can get into virtual reality coming to the shops, and like even fit clothes, you know, and see how it looks with on you. Those are one parts of the technology that we can do. Or like there is like 3D scanning when we do take measurements, like by just doing 3D scanning of an individual. That's a good
I'd
thing
love to
too.
do that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen it once when we had a show in Bangkok, and there's a fashion house there that's doing that already. And uh what else? when we say technology, I know that it as Atika said that we also have like it becomes like more accessible to like fast fashion, but I believe that to be sustainable, we should be doing slow fashion instead, and to rather than an energy exhausting fashion market. um Personally, with regards to technology, aside from the ones that we do, that we can communicate with other people from across the world, we also have, as we have talked about, like we have patterns and weaves that from our indigenous people. Now we can through digital sublimation, we did that with our show, with also collaboration with our artists. We did digital sublimation to of course with so that we can like create patterns and create prints in the clothes, so that there's a more accessible prints and patterns that we can do. But of course, I I still looking forward to slow fashion and bespoke, because I believe that it's still the way to go for
Yes,
sustainability. Yes,
I
and
can vouch for that.
yes, because we should always reduce our carbon footprints with fast fashion. We know, there's a lot of wastage that I see, and we should protect our Mother Earth. And to sum up, fashion tech has become a single word for many, and 2022 will be the year that will streamline this union by making tech less and noticeable for the consumer, but still allowing it for all the benefits to its creating in the fashion industry.
Yeah. Again, as I said, I vouch for the idea of having slow fashion to be dominating the fashion industry, because it's really worrying that the fact that I don't know, one of the big, I don't know if you read this somewhere. I'm not going to mention the name of the fashion house, because we're on YouTube. But apparently they so when they produce and when they overproduce and they don't sell, they actually burn their clothing because they don't sell. That's quite, oh my God, really? And it's not only one or two pieces. It's not 10 either. It's hundreds of them.
Hundreds
And
of
then,
thousands. That's why
yes, hundred thousands maybe, yeah. And if you don't
that's why there's
sell,
a clamor of like slow fashion really in from all parts of the world.
exactly. I was just thinking to myself, me being maybe a mom, or I don't know, a normal human being, just thinking to myself, why can't you just donate those garments to the people who actually needs them, or maybe I don't know, create a fundraiser or a pop-up sale, sell it for $20 or something. But I guess at the end of the day, because it's coming from a big fashion house, they do not want people to replicate their design or something like that. That was the main reason that they gave, which I still do not agree with. Okay, that's pretty insightful, Doji. Thank you so much for your answer. So do we have any more questions from YouTube Live, our technical crew? If we don't, let's move on to our last. Okay, I think we probably have something. Let's just wait. Oh, so Doji, I think you have a question. There's a question for Doji. Okay, we'll just wait for it to be on chat. In your observation in the Philippines market, in your region, what does that mean?
I think it lacks What do you
Oh, right,
think?
there you go. What do
Okay.
you think influences the trend?
Oh, okay.
Let me,
Oh,
can you read the question in the chat?
yeah, yeah. What do you think influences the trend in your observation in the Philippines market? Yeah, I think I believe that everyone is still into social media and the World Wide Web, and influences for the trends. We always get it from um from what we see. But as what I have said, from with the influence of AI, we have now like capability to to get the the cognitive factors that can like personality and interest that we can see, or what's the trend going to be. But of course, there's always the push from the social media and the World Wide Web. What we see is what's going to be on trend.
Okay, so the fascination of
Yeah, but that's worldwide. But in the
sorry.
Philippines, for specifically like in Mindanao, here in the Davao region, we always take pride of the culture that we have here. So we still try to push the weeds and the patterns that our indigenous people have. So we do that. Um, we can do local weaves, or as what we did from the last shows that we do. We had digital sublimation and made the patterns accessible to other designers.
How are the younger audience taking that, Doji, from you, especially I don't know, especially coming from your experience of 25 years, I believe. How's that so far?
Well, younger generations have always looked up to idols, and see what's on trend. But of course, we have this movement also that we want to push our culture here, especially in so we try to base it on that trend, and we incorporate our culture also. So there's been a good acceptance from the younger people, knowing that especially that for the past years, ethnic patterns from indigenous people have been like accepted well here in the industry.
Perfect. I think Emmy was telling us last year, Emmy from Philippines, your colleague,
Yes.
he was actually saying that there was a rising trend in localization. So the support for having local designers was actually quite, it was actually quite amazing within your region in Mindanao.
Yes.
So that's
That's the trend.
actually very good.
True. That's a trend that we are still hoping to move forward to. That to support local. That's why the hashtag support local comes up about.
So you have it too. We have it too. That's actually a very good idea because, I mean, the generation now for Gen Z, I think Anas was just saying how TikTok, all of the social media platforms, especially TikTok, it's really, really, I don't know, it's something that I also have to learn how to do. I can't do TikTok right now. It's really difficult for me to understand it, but I guess that's how it was for me when I first started on Facebook, and then we moved on to Instagram. So again, coming back to the idea of change is really important, right? And we also, as the designers, the millennial designers, we need to also adapt to how the Gen Zs are portraying fashion. I mean, when you have the bucket hats, and then you have all of this big baggy jackets, making sure that it looks very what do you call that, athleisure, very active wear, making sure that it looks almost like Balenciaga, but but when you have the indigenous design to it, then it makes it extra special. So that's
Yes,
actually how we're supposed to be selling it, right?
true.
You know,
That's what we do now.
yeah,
That's why the digital sublimation is really helpful, because we can still incorporate the indigenous patterns with, you know, what you said, athleisure, which we cannot do that with our local weaves before, because you know, the fabric is more rigid, and you know,
yes,
because of the local weaves. But now that patterns can be done digitally into other materials, so that's more like still incorporating our culture to the trends now.
exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, I always think it as indigenous, but make it Gucci, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Do we have any more questions, technical team? Okay, so while waiting for questions to come, okay, so we don't have any more questions. I'll move on to our last question. It's something, it has got nothing to do with technology, but if technology does play a part of it, please do let us know. Please just say it. This is about success. What does success mean to you? Can I please have Atika first?
Yeah, well, thank you, Farhana. This is one of the shortest and most complex question, in my opinion. For me, I used to aim that success means making it into the global household name. It still is, but over the years, I celebrate small successes. So right at this point, success means being credible and approachable enough to inspire young and aspiring designers to pursue design and whatever they set their eyes on. For me as well, like success is rented, and rent is due every single day. So it's not just a long term, like, okay, I want to be big. But for me, success, we need to break it down. It also reminds us to set small goals every day. Learning new software can be a success. Surviving during COVID-19 is a success. Launching a new collection virtually is a success. So we can set ourselves for success every day. Yeah, so that's what success means to me right now. It's just a lot of things. Yeah.
A lot of celebrating small goals,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well done, Atika. Thank you. Can I have Anas, please? What does success mean to you?
Okay, thank you. This is the last question. Okay, during a pandemic, I think that we have to very patient. I think like that. And but we have by this pandemic, we have to create something, and we have to create a creativity. And I choose a decision to build a foundation that focus in fashion in craft. By the foundation, I can help many people. So success depend on me is doing something that give big positive impact to other people, to many people. So by build a foundation, I build a legacy. I think like that.
Thank you, Anas. Well done. And can we move on to Dr. Anna, please? What does success mean to you?
All right. Success is very subjective. It's up to individuals to set what is your level of success. And to me, my next one is to be a woman of substance, whereby I do not just want to be a designer, but I wanted to be someone who people can look up to for inspiration. And even though we are being hit by the pandemic, we are able to survive. I think all of us here are somehow success at certain level, because we have survived this 2 years pandemic. And being a fashion designer doesn't just stop here. we're not just creating, but for example, like what Anas is doing, having an academy, and Atika also went abroad. I think success can go beyond that, beyond just design. We can contribute a lot to the community and to the industry. And at the same time, I'm actually an academician. I'm a lecturer with 2 universities, and I give talks as well, especially to entrepreneurs and young designers. So I think being able to give back to the community is one of the success that I want to have in life.
Thank you, Doctor. That's really insightful. Thank you. And then Doji, last but not least, what does success mean to you?
Well, success for me, especially now in the pandemic, is just like surviving it and, thriving, still doing our businesses and, still being able to still realize our dreams. But talking about technology, success for me as a designer will be like we are able to optimize technology and increase our creativity and productivity. But we need to realize that technology is just working for us and not us working for technology. Because at the end of it, it's still us humans who will create and recreate technology.
That's really good, Doji. I agree with that. We can't let technology come. I don't know. To me, it's a nightmare. I think we have seen all of the apocalyptic movies, especially iRobot. My God, that's not what I want. That's not the kind of world I want to live in. No. No robots, please.
Yeah. Well, we don't know if it's like just like in the lurking in the corner,
Exactly, right?
We didn't know, but I guess we always still true to ourselves, that we should not get to work for robots, but they do the working for us, because like what I said, we are still the ones that will recreate technology.
Exactly. Okay, since we do not have any more questions from the viewers, it's really, I don't like to close this dialogue, to be honest, because I always have detachment issues. But however,
nice meeting you all.
Well, it is now 3:18 on the clock. We do have another extra 10 minutes. However, I would just like to say, before I say my closing remarks, I would like to say that it has been a pleasure working with, not only working, but actually, communicating with all of you, although it is through virtual, and it's only like a few days of me talking on our WhatsApp group chat, just telling you guys what to do, and receiving your documents as well. This Budayaw virtual fashion event has been actually one of our main events under the Fashion Designers Alliance here in Brunei, and we are also celebrating this with accordance to our Brunei December Festival. Now that we have reached a new year, 2022, it's amazing how it has been 22 years after the Y2K, and that technology has actually evolved so much. Once upon a time, I was a little girl looking at fashion magazines and looking for inspiration through magazines such as Smash Hits from the UK, and then we have Nona from Malaysia. I'm not too sure what kind of magazines you have there in Philippines, but you have Harper's Bazaar, you have Glamour, Vogue, Allure. So all of these has actually helped me grow my passion into fashion. And And seeing that now that our Gen Zs are also looking into starting up their own fashion business, one of the things that one of the main upcoming fashion business here in Brunei is, as I think Atika has mentioned just now, was to do with thrifting. So that actually changes the whole fashion game for us. So again, one of the things that I'm trying to get at is for us to embrace change, to be more diligent when it comes to sustainability, and understand what is coming to us in the future, especially again embracing technology. So I'm not gonna talk so much now. I'm just gonna say my closing remarks before we go. I'd like to say that we are truly grateful for the support of this community in bringing contemporary fashion and culture to where it is today. I'm so glad to have Doji, Anas, Atika, and Dr. Anna here with us to talk about indigenous fashion, and as well as the evolving technology and where it is today. We look forward to continuing this journey of change to make a difference with all of you in the fashion community. I would like to say till then, take care, stay safe, and have a very good, pleasant weekend. From myself to our viewers on YouTube today, as well as to our esteemed Bimiyaga designers, thank you very much for your insight. Everything was très bien, très chic, whatever it is. Trying to speak French, but I can't. But thank you very much, everyone. Good day, assalamu alaikum, and have a very good afternoon.
Can we have a group picture first?
See you in Kalimantan.
I'll see you.
Yes, we will have a group picture after we go offline from
Okay.
YouTube.
Okay.